you see her?
Didn't you have friends?
And coming off quite a busy weekend, you were down in D.C. for the Women's March.
I was there.
A superhero in real life as well. What was that experience like? How was it? It was exciting here in New York.
Yeah, was anyone else here at the march? Here in New York? It was pretty incredible. That was an incredible feeling. I don't think I'll ever forget it. My favorite point was when we reached the White House, and everywhere you turned, whichever street you were looking down, it was just a sea of people. A sea of people and the best energy, the most positive place you could be. Everyone was supportive. Everyone was loving each other. It was
Great.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah. You had a pretty amazing sign as well, which kind of had a little Supergirl reference. I wish we had a picture of it, but can you tell everybody what it said?
It said, "Hey, Donald, don't try to touch my pussy. It's made of steel."
Yeah. It's pretty awesome. Well, let's talk about being made of steel in a way and being Supergirl for the past few years. What's it been like for you, and what has it meant for you to kind of be this symbol for young girls everywhere too?
Well, she's just as much a symbol for me, I think. She kind of, the role, her and Superman are truth, justice, and the American way, and she set some really high standards to live up to. And playing the role, I think, has definitely infused itself into my life and helped me to be a stronger, braver person than I ever have been. It's been one of the most difficult things I've ever done. Definitely the most difficult job. Really rewarding in that way, though, and I get to work with some really amazing people, and I love it. Yeah. I love Supergirl.
I do too. We love Supergirl. What was it like when you first got that call that you were going to play this role? It's been a cool.
Well, I sort of didn't believe it because I had auditioned so many times for months, literally for almost 3 months. And so when I finally got the news, it was just this wash of relief. Mm-hmm. Like, oh my gosh, I don't have to audition anymore. But also, that's an overwhelming feeling. I knew kind of how big of an undertaking it was going to be and that my life was going to be a lot busier just for the sheer amount of hours I was going to have to work.
And what has it been like, you guys were initially on CBS and you're now on the CW. Have you found that there's, have you reached more fans, and have you found that your fan base now is really into the show and that whole CW lineup with the Flash and Arrow? And
I think it feels like we've gone home to our family. It feels so right to be with all of the other shows. Doing that 4-part crossover was just as insane for us as it was, I think, for the fans of the shows. It's kind of an indescribable feeling to be in a room where almost everyone is wearing a superhero suit. You have to step back and kind of look around and be like, whoa, this is pretty cool that we're bringing these pages to life that people have loved for so long. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think we've reached some new fans, and I think that it's really helped the show being on the CW. It's kind of allowed us to expand our universe and take chances that we didn't really get to take on CBS.
And what's it been like to do those crossovers? It must be so cool. Is there anyone or a particular person that you were really excited to work with when you did those?
I always love working with Grant. Mm-hmm. He's just as fun as you would think he is to work with, and he's hilarious and such a great guy. But I was really excited to work with Katie Lotz. She's such a badass. She does most of her stunts. She's incredible. everyone, and Brandon Routh. I mean, we all had so much to talk about, and it's good vibes.
Yeah, what do superheroes talk about on set?
Well, I did have a lot of information to share. To Brandon and I got to kind of trade stories. I mean, it sounded like he had a really difficult process too. I mean, it's not easy flying, and we, talked about techniques. You kind of get to do that. I can do that with Helen Slater and with Dean Cain and Brandon, and everyone has their own techniques, but it always hurts.
What kind of superhero or superpower would you want? Would you want flight or invincibility?
Oh, flight.
Flight?
Yeah.
What is it like on set? Do they hook you up to one of those flying cord machine? What are those called? Anybody
Flying
know?
cord machine.
Flying cord machines?
I'm in the wires and I'm in harness.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does that feel like? Not comfortable, I'm sure.
I think it's what you would expect it to feel like. It sort of feels like a uncomfortable, tight metal diaper. But that being said, you're up in the air and they're blowing this wind on you, and it does kind of let your imagination run wild, and it is pretty exhilarating.
So cool. And what's it like to wear that suit on set all the time? Is it comfortable?
Oh yeah, now it's like a second skin. Now sometimes I forget that I'm wearing it, and now we're shooting in some locations in downtown Vancouver, and I will find myself walking around, getting into a building that we're shooting in, forgetting I'm in a suit, and getting into an elevator with people that are like, and it's funny because they don't always say anything, but I love it. I think I'm pretty lucky in terms of superhero garb.
Yeah. Was it cool the first time that you put that suit on and you were just like, wow, this is...
Yeah, I don't think it hit me yet. I don't think it hit me yet until the first day of filming in the suit. Yeah, I don't think it did. Sometimes it still doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I get a beautiful cape. I love that cape.
Come on. Guys, I just want to wear the suit. This is why I'm asking her all about this, right? We all want to wear the suit. What was it like to, everyone knows Melissa from Glee, of course, which was awesome. And I hear you're going to be taking your singing chops to Supergirl because you guys are doing a musical crossover with The Flash.
Is that the news these days?
That's cool.
Yes, that's happening.
What's that all about?
I think it's going to be really fun, and I got to read the script. I think it's really clever. I think those two characters, Flash and Supergirl, kind of lend themselves to that. They're so joyful and positive. So I'm excited. I'm excited for it.
Can you give us any hints of what we can expect from this?
Well, I know, haven't they released the information that it's Music Meister, which is really cool. I do not know who's playing him, but I know there are possibilities, and I think there are people that you guys would all be really excited about. I don't know what else. There's one original song.
Do we know who sings that original song?
I do know who sings the songs.
She won't tell us. We're going to have to watch, which I think it airs in March. Is that correct?
I'm not sure, but yeah, probably.
Sometime this year, we got to watch this musical because musicals are all the rage right now, as we saw with La La Land being the top of the box office. And you actually worked with Damien Chazelle on Whiplash.
I did.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How's it feel to see this movie kind of exploding?
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I think Damien is a genius, and I can't wait to see what else he does.
So cool. Well, you're also in a movie for Patriot's Day, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. But I do want to ask some questions that the fans are very curious about, which is, of course, Kara and Mon-El's romantic relationship, perhaps, on Supergirl. And what have you, or what do you think could possibly happen, or what do you know happens in the future with them?
I know what happens. But...
She's not going to tell me.
It's just a girl from Krypton and a boy from Daxam figuring it out.
Have you had fun, though, playing, with this relationship on set?
Oh, of course. Oh, my God. It's the most fun. He is my favorite person to act with on the show. He's fantastic, so talented and funny, so funny. And I think he brings a lot of life to that character.
So I'm sensing a real romance, guys. What about you? I'm looking at Melissa's face like, come on, give me all the hints. We also have another romance between Alex and Maggie.
Yes.
And let's get a claps for that because I'm so proud of Alex. What can we expect from them? And I know the first episode of this year is premiering tonight, so I'm sure we'll find out a little bit more. But what can you tell us about Alex and Maggie?
I think it's really fun that you'll get to see their relationship bloom a little more and Alex really come into her own. I'm really proud of them, too. I'm proud of Alex. Yeah. And Kyler and Floriana are killing it. They're amazing.
And what else can we expect from the rest of the episodes this year? Is there one episode in particular that really blew you away and you're excited for the fans to see?
Tonight's episode is so fun. And that one was amazing to film. Kevin Smith is awesome.
How cool is that, Kevin Smith? That's amazing.
I had the best time with him. But there's some really exciting things happening towards the end of the season. We don't have all the scripts yet, so I don't really know everything. But new villains that are ominous and scary, and Cadmus continues their reign of terror, and we'll see how that wraps up.
So far, who has been the scariest villain for you on Supergirl? And what's it like seeing them
ever?
I think this season. And what's it like seeing them in the flesh on set?
Well, I thought Parasite was pretty damn scary, but I never saw him in the flesh. I was acting to tennis balls. But seeing him built from the computer he was pretty scary. Yeah. He was pretty gross.
And do you ever get overwhelming, as we see here with all this fan base that we have with these superhero shows and movies? Is it overwhelming to make sure that you're playing the character as everyone wants to see her on screen?
No, that's such a joy. I don't get overwhelmed by that because she is so fun to play. And I think what I have found inside of her is that joy, and she's positivity and sunshine and strength. So no, I don't get overwhelmed by it. I love it.
It must be hard though. For now, you're playing Supergirl, but when you look, towards these movie roles and other roles in your future, is it going to be hard for you to play anything else but Supergirl?
No, that's the fun of it, is finding new ways to express yourself in different arenas and different characters and putting yourself in different shoes. That's my favorite part of the job.
Yeah.